Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at who might be coming in here for you between now and the end of 2021. Now, as you know I like to do, I'm going to take a look at your love situation as well as your career and finance situation to the best of my ability. Keep in mind though that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Cancer, I do not do personal readings, so if you get a DM from somebody that is not me, that is somebody impersonating me, please do keep that in mind. And I do daily content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, if this message resonates, please do consider hitting that like button so other people can see the video. Subscribe for future updates and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, I do not read reversals. So if some of you are curious as to why I flip the cards over, that would be why. There's no right or wrong way to read them. If you would like to read them for reversal for yourself as I go along, you may do that. But for me, I do not read reversals. So let's go ahead and take 3 cards here to clarify. We are doing a Celtic cross spread, which is definitely something that I like to do to sort of mix it up here for these bonus readings. Make sure everything is in view. And we'll get right into it. So, energy on the bottom. You have the 9 of Swords. So this is somebody who's right now having a nightmare, okay? They are fearful about something that hasn't even happened in their life. And that's the core sort of message with the 9 of Swords is right now this is in your mind, okay? This is in your head. And these swords here, this person, they think that the swords are going to hit them. They think that the swords are going to come down into them, but they never actually do. And so it's about this idea of, it's all about this mental construct around fear that you may be having right now. And so for some of you, you're just working through that in this moment with that 9 of Swords on the bottom. So I feel like between now and the end of 2021, you're going to recognize that there's no need to fear, okay? And getting yourself into a fear state really is not helping you. Really with anything. And I think that might be something that you work through here, which is, I think, a good thing. You have a nice reading here. Taking a look right away in the middle, you have the 4 of Swords. So this is somebody who is resting. This is somebody who is recovering. Some of you have recovered from heartbreak, okay? You can see the 3 of Swords card on the banner above this person, indicating that they're healing from a divorce, separation, a breakup. And so I feel like maybe that's what's going on for some of you. I have to say that for a lot of you, if you're single, you'll probably stay single between now and the next 2 months, between now and the end of 2021. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And I feel like, if anything, this is you deciding for yourself, you know what, I'm consciously going to be single right now. If you're in a relationship, there could just be like, I actually don't see breakup or anything. I feel like, if anything, relationship wise, I feel like maybe you're taking it to a new level. I also feel, as I'm trying to bring in the career messages as well, there could be like somebody in your workplace here that's trying to like win at all costs. And I feel like at some point you are going to say that I'm not going to steep down to their level, like I'm not going to play their games with them. And I feel like that's what maybe some of you are dealing with. In the problem position, you have the 3 of Wands, the card that's crossing over here. You have the 3 of Wands. This is somebody who is looking out to the shoreline, and they are thinking about what is next for them. But more so, they're thinking about how they can grow and expand their current situation. It's a good situation if it's a good sign if you own a business and you're looking to expand your operations or take something to the next level, anything like that, growth on the horizon here. It's also like, in that way, the initial win, the first win in the Suit of Wands, Now, this could also indicate travel, as you see this person looking out to the shoreline, waiting for the ship to sail in or seeing it go away, indicating that some of you may be contemplating travel. It is in the problem position, though. And so what I would say to you is take something slow and steady here. Don't try to grow too quickly. Okay, obviously it's not a bad thing to have lofty goals and aspirations, and I'm certainly not telling you to not shoot for the stars. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying here is you also aren't going to be able to do every single thing 100% of the time all at once, and that's what I feel like maybe the message is. Now, you have this Knight of Cups. There was some sort of relationship in the past here. There was some sort of person that you were romantically involved in. I feel like coming in with this Knight of Cups, I don't see them coming in the future. I feel like this is something that's behind you, and you are just kind of doing that, sort of working past that Knight of Cups. I feel like if anything, that was probably what you're recovering from in this reading. You could have, if you're here for work, you could have had some sort of creative offer or event that happened in the past. This has already happened, and you're just kind of looking at how you can expand. But again, don't try to do everything at once here. Now, in the future position, you do have this King of Swords coming in. So this could be any gender. This is just masculine energy, okay? Now, this is somebody who has the energy of authority. This is somebody who is a leader. I really like this card in that this is someone who will give you a fair shot. This is the divine law, the divine scales, okay? Somebody who's going to sort of balance both sides, going to have one foot in, one foot out. And if you need to really explain yourself, guess what? The King of Swords will give you a fair shot, and they'll hear you out with that energy. Now, some of you dealing with that, some of you dealing with business leaders, some of you stepping into leadership, you could be dealing with an air sign, specifically a Libra. But again, it's very important to understand that the natal chart is big. Okay, and so when I say you're dealing with a Libra, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be a Libra sun. They could have Libra in any place in their natal chart, so do keep that in mind. Now, in your conscious awareness, on your thoughts here, you have the Six of Swords, sailing away. Sailing to new shorelines, meeting new people, going new places, seeing new people. And I really like this reading. I like this reading, but I also really like this card. This is somebody who's going through sort of a rite of passage or a transition in their life. It's a new, sort of turning over a new leaf, if you will. And what is interesting here is, we'll get into this in a second, but you have this Five of Swords into the Six of Swords. You have the 4, 5, 6 of Swords here. And you're turning a new leaf here. You're saying, I feel like you're just not going to play somebody's game with them, and that's ultimately going to end up benefiting you here, Cancer. So in the subconscious, in the unexpected, what you can't see coming in here for you is this Nine of Cups, which is really nice. This is the fulfillment of a wish. This is a wish come true, a dream come true, holding up the cup. This is also pleasures and luxuries and good times, romantically as well, but really just in general in life. But this is, this expression on this person's face indicates some sort of long-held dream that has finally arrived. Good things are happening. It's this feeling of having almost all of your cups overflowing, 9 out of 10 cups overflowing, and it's this feeling of being emotionally content. Some people are fine with the 9 of Cups. There is always the 10, but there's nothing wrong with the 9 of Cups either. But I do feel like some of you, while you may meet somebody, some of you may meet someone on a dating app or something, I'm getting some sort of message about that, but it won't be a long-term situation. I feel like you're deciding to be single. If you're single, if you're watching this and you're single, you're probably going to decide to be single. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. So let's keep moving forward here. Now, where you're headed, in your current influence, you have the Five of Swords. So this is how you're influencing the situation. Again, this is what I keep returning back to. This is just, for some reason, has been jumping out to me in this reading, which this is somebody who's trying to win at all costs here. You can see this person in the background is waving their flag. They're down, but they're not out. This is a totally recoverable loss. And this is what I'm saying, where someone may have played with you a little bit. They've been trying to mess with you, play games with you, and you're not doing it. You're putting the controller down, if you will. And you're not playing. And so I feel like for some of you, you're outwitting somebody here. You may have had an initial defeat or an initial loss, but it's certainly you getting the last laugh. I feel like at the end of the day, at some point between now and the end of the year, and by the way, this reading can spill into 2022, you're getting the last laugh here. In the external influence, what you can't control is just happening external to you, is the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. This is a new beginning that could come around relating to money or material situations, such as getting a house, getting a new apartment that you've wanted to get into, having some sort of new contract come in, a new job come in, something like that happening in the material realm, getting into a school or a university. Really nice card, new money coming in some way, whether that's in the form of a loan or in the form of a contract or a job raise or something like that coming in, or new beginnings in the material. Some of you are sailing away here. You're maybe like the new beginning for you is a new place, like a new apartment or something like that. Some of you are maybe going independent for the first time in a while. Like some of you are saying, you know what, I just am going to see what it's like to be single or on my own for a bit. Maybe it's even like you're moving away from your family, or you're just deciding to get your own thing. In your hopes and fears, you have this Hierophant card. Maybe you're interested in a Taurus or something like that. Again, that's a little bit narrow, but you could also be like hoping to get into an organization. This is typically a card that I read as the place that you work or the place that you go and practice, like spiritually. So you could be hoping to get in like membership or something like that. For some reason, I'm getting that. Now, others of you, like it's almost like you've had this dream of marriage. And what I would tell you is that like, start attracting, okay? Don't chase, attract. If that's what you really want, throw that out to the universe and just let it simmer, okay? And eventually, situations and people and places will align and that situation will happen in divine timing. But there's no need in being fearful or, feeling bad about yourself for not being married or in a partnership. In the outcome here, you have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so this is some sort of burden here that you're carrying on your shoulders. This could be the feeling of being overwhelmed. I actually feel like it's more about being overwhelmed here. I do like to bring a positive spin on this, but real quick on the overwhelming thing, it's almost like you're not sure how to be on your own for some of you. I should probably rephrase that and say maybe you just haven't been single for a long time. And yeah, now the way that I like to look at this is there's a reason why the universe chose you to carry this burden, and it's because you can handle it and you can do it. You are, after all, at the end of the Wands suit. You've reached the entire manifestation of the suit of Wands. And with that, each one of these wands that they're carrying indicates some sort of knowledge gained or experience earned along the way. And so you're a veteran. This is, not your first rodeo. You know how to handle this, and you'll make wise choices, okay? So you're seasoned in this situation. So do keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and start to clarify. I do want to see what that might be up with that Ten of Wands. Well, we do have the Tower. And some of you are going to not like the next card, but I'll explain this for you here as well. So the Tower is an illusion that's being revealed and released, really, because this is an opportunity for you to see what is not going right. And you should not be afraid of the Tower, okay? Tower exposes a weakness. Who wants to live with vulnerabilities, or who wants to live in a house of cards? And instead, you should embrace the vulnerabilities it's okay to be vulnerable. And that's what the Tower is saying, really, is for you to just ride out whatever situation may be coming in. There could be a change, but there could also just be a simple revelation with the Tower, which is, wow, actually, I'm cool being single. And this other thing here that's coming in is this Death card. Now, again, people see this, the Tower and the Death card, and get very upset, but you shouldn't be, because the Death card, as you read into it even more, is actually one of the more positive cards in the tarot. It says that you're making a transformation, you're taking control of your life and changing something. You could also be meeting a Scorpio. Here, the major signs I'm getting are Taurus, Libra, Scorpio energy. But there are changes on the horizon for you. I feel like they're ultimately going to be very good with the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Empress, which is the most abundant card in the tarot. Okay, this is total fertility, prosperity, good things happening, Venus energy as well. Venus is, of course, love, but it's also the planet of luxury and wealth. And for some of you, it's like, yeah, there's changes in love or something like that, but I feel like this has happened already. And so I feel like you're coming to terms with where you're at right now, and that's okay. And with that, there's some changes that are coming. Yeah. So let's see what else we have here. Wow. You're ready, and within the next few weeks. So you may get word or wind of this change or this transition that you're going through soon. But again, you're ready is one of the better cards to get in this Oracle deck because it's the last card. And it just says that you've gone through the entire journey, just like that Ten of Wands. And you have get more information and perfect timing. So this is all going to work out in divine timing. And don't jump to conclusions here. If something happens between now and then that rattles you, don't jump to conclusions because you have your ready. It means that you're like ready to stand on your own 2 feet, and you know you always were. But if you feel like you haven't in the past, here's your sort of sign. Here's your push saying, guess what? You're ready. And remember, we do have that Four of Swords indicating healing. Okay, so this is all going to end up working out. Adjudication, marriage, imprisonment, main male, courthouse, poverty. Okay, so for some of you, like a marriage, what's going on here is you're imprisoned by the thought of marriage. If you're here and you're single, it's almost like maybe somebody has an expectation that you should be married. Perhaps your mother with the Empress here. Perhaps your mother wants you to be married. And it's just like, you're like, no, like why? Or perhaps you've been divorced recently or you're thinking about it. That could certainly be happening. And if anything, it's like you being empowered through that movement or that choice that you're making. Pathway is your true north. Ultimately, all roads lead to the same path. And right now, you know, there are changes coming in, but you have everything you need with Ten of Wands and you're ready to deal with this. You're experienced, you know what you're doing. So thank you so much for being here. Very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, zanintuitive.com to sign up for my email list, and I will see you in the next one.